All right, it's a good day. It's a good day because we're doing Harry Potter. This is a request by Maya. She wanted Rubeus Hagrid. And yes, he is a favorite. So instead of a rounded head, as you can tell, we're going to be doing more of a square. It's going to be a rounded square head. Okay, so you kind of want a square head. And the side's probably needs to be a little lower to match. Try if I get that in there. I'm doing it harder, but anything you draw for a base, you really want to draw lightly. But I'm trying to show you guys too. And then, so what we're gonna do is line down the middle. You want to do that lightly. And then we're gonna do a line, we're gonna do a little above the middle. All right, so he's got these awesomely droopy eyes. So you're just kind of like slight arches on either side. And then he's gonna have the one bowl with the color in it and the next. And the inside those eyes, it has a big shiny and then the pupil. So same thing on this side. Bowl, and then we're gonna do a shiny and the pupil. Okay, so before we get rid of that, let's do his big nose. Let's do a big round jelly bean there, and then now we can get rid of that. All right, so you can see he's got amazing eyebrows. Also, don't Sharpie this, but this is gonna be like where his bags are under his eyes. But don't Sharpie that, that's just for when we draw it. But for his eyebrows, I made him have big, bushy eyebrows with a couple extra flinging hairs, because you could tell it's probably never been groomed. I don't know, probably not. And then this side, the same thing. And then a couple of extra stray hairs. Ah, said me look like a big beastly man so far. Oh, we gotta get rid of this line, part of it. We'll leave that. All right, it's coming along, don't you see it? So he does have a mouth in there, but first we're gonna do his, lightly put in where his mustache will be underneath here. And then under that will be his smile. So he's got like a nice grin. I know it looks like that is part of his lip, but that's his mustache. And put little loops at the end. So his mustache is gonna come down and then out of the side of his nose. Now, it's gonna kind of loop around. So we're gonna bring it down, but we wanna bring it looped. Same thing over here, bring it down and looped. So those are his big cheeks in there. So you can erase right here. And we can leave that bottom part, that's fine. That totally works. Okay. All right, Hagrid. Now, for his hair over his beard, let's say this is coming right out here. We're gonna make his beard come out there. So come straight out here. And we're just gonna put a shape of it, and then well, I guess you can scallop it now. So we wanna like scallop it all the way to the other side. And if you wanna make it wavy on this side, I would too. Bloop, bloop, bloop. What else what do we know about him? So Hagrid's dad was a wizard, not just any wizard. He was a small, short wizard. And his mom was a giant. So that left him as like half giant, but he didn't particularly like to. Oh, no, that was his girlfriend didn't admit it. But yeah, so he knew his dad, and he was actually raised by his dad. So up here, now we're gonna put the hair coming over. So make it come right out here. And then you wanna put nice wave at the top. Then it's just gonna come along the outside here. And then do the same thing from right about here. Do a wave. And we're gonna leave it because we're gonna put in his clothes. So just leave it right there. If you wanna put in the extra waves in his hair, you could put some closer together, some farther apart. But as you go down, coming down, so you can see all the little hairs. And do a couple more right here, and we'll do one more right here. I'll make these closer together. You also can put hair Sharpies inside here. You don't have to do tons, but just enough so it looks like it's flowy beard. And a couple strands in here, and then we'll put the rust colored pencil. So he was raised by his dad, who was just a wizard, not a giant, which I'm sure was difficult. Okay, there we go. Look what we have so far. I also put a straggling hair. You don't have to do that, but if you want to, just make a straggling hair come on the side. Not required. There we go. Probably doesn't brush it all that much. So, and maybe, no, I think this is fine. I was saying you can give him a little bit more cheeks, but we'll just let it be like that. I think he looks great. If you want to put a bottom of the lip, you can. So I didn't there, but I like that right there. And if you wanted to add a little piece up, that might actually look really good. See how I just added a little extra piece in there? Yep. All right, so now for his clothes. So, oh, my favorite outfit that he wears is when he is trying to impress Madame Maxim. She's actually a giant or half giant. She doesn't want to admit it, but she is a half giant. She's ginormous. She's bigger than he is. Okay, so we're gonna do smack down the middle. We're just gonna do 2 lines. We're gonna end up, of course, cutting some of it off because we have a belt in there. But you can start with that, and then you can put a couple of buttons down. Okay, so he's going to the ball with the madame, and he's wearing a red and yellow polka dotted tie and a furry black jacket. It is hilarious. It's like, looks like a wild animal's fur. Not nice fur, not like a mink coat. No, this is like matted. It's pretty gruesome. Okay, so on the side there, we're also gonna put 2 more lines. So 1 line on this side, and then 1 line on this side, okay? All right, so he's got his big, we'll put his collar on here. Well, I guess we'll get his big jacket in there. So we're gonna do 1 more line here, boop, and 1 more line over here. That's his part of his jacket, and then his jacket's gonna come out like this. So the same thing on this side, and then bring it in. And then you could bring his arms are gonna go off the page because he's so ginormous. Oh, so that was looking good. Now we're to put the collar in here. So just by going up, boop, and you could put little buttonholes there. And there's also another one up here, whoop. In the movie, Hagrid is only 8 feet 6 inches tall, but in the book, he's 11 feet 6 inches. You're like, why? Why do we have a difference? Well, they thought it was going to be hard to depict him over 11 feet because it'd complicate the film. So they just took a really big actor and put big heels on him and just put a lot of poofy clothes to make him look ginormous because it just made life easier because he's so much a part of the movie. Or he would have had to been computerly added. Okay, so we're gonna put his belt in there. Actually, I think we'll get the water in here. Oh, also I put some stitches here. Bleep, 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 bleep. Bleep, 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 bleep. Yep, sound effects and everything. So right here, we're gonna put his hand. So we're gonna make it just start with a square. This will make life easier. And then erase inside that square. And then we are gonna be he's gonna have his fingers around it. That's the watering, or the can that he waters his garden. Line down, line down. All right, and you guys can erase inside of here. Okay, and then we're gonna put the top of the little sprout. Maybe he's getting some weed killer. And then we'll put a line across here. So this is him holding it, and this is his thumb right here. And then we have his fingers are in there. So if you wanna make it like wavy along here so it looks more like his knuckles, you can do that, or you can just leave it. And then around that, I put his jacket. Big jacket thing. So put that in there. And then I put an extra line here. All right, now we're time for the belt. Okay, okay, so right along here, we're just gonna make a line across. Woo, make it curved, parallel lines. You can erase in there. Then we're gonna put the buckle in there. Okay, so inside here, oh, we got that line. We're gonna make his buckle. So it's gonna go like this, have it come over. You can see how it's over on the sides. And then this part is gonna come parallel like that. You see that? Oh, also this part, this is the little buckly part. So you can erase inside there. And then you could put the holes. Bloop, 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 bloop. Also, one more thing, he's got some gold buttons. So we're gonna do one big giant gold button and another one back there. All right, it is Sharpie time. Okay, so now I'm gonna go around the outside and I am gonna go along here also, which I didn't show you. I made a scalloped edge along here and along the hairline just to make it more rugged. So here I go. Okay, I also put in some scraggly hairs. You're just gonna go whoop and just make some like crazy hazy hairs coming out. Because, you know, you can just imagine how nicely groomed he is. Living out in that hood. Okay, so now it's time to erase. We've got our colors. So for his eyes, I just made them hazel. So I just took the jade green, a little darker on the top, come down, make it lighter, darker on the top, lighter. And then I put a touch of light brown inside there, just a touch. That's what gives it that nice cold hazel look. And then with black or gray, I do gray, but I only have black right now. Just give a little shadow under here. Because his eyelids are really heavy. And he has no eyelid line whatsoever. Okay, so now let's take our peach or skin color. Generally color the whole thing. So let's see. So before, Hagrid was expelled from Hogwarts because he was keeping a mythical like giant spider in his as a pet. He had a wand and his wand broke, and I think he fixed it, and then he smuggled it or hid it inside a pink umbrella, and I believe pretty sure that Dumbledore knew about it because he didn't think that he should have been expelled. Okay, so now go around the outside a little harder. We're gonna do a lot more with the tan, but I thought we'll just start with this. Okay, let's come in with tan. Might as well just jump right into it. But, so the umbrella, he'd carry this pink umbrella around, but inside was his wand, and he'd use it when he needed to, which I thought was so awesome. You wanna definitely go into eyebrows because they're big bushy, so they're gonna leave shadows under there. And then you wanna go around the eyes to make the eyes stand out. Then use that crease line. You see that big crease line? Just go in there. And then I also did along in here a little bit more. And do the same thing on this side. So go around the eyes. Actually, I'm just gonna do half of him. So you go around the eyes, a little bit in there, maybe come in here in the crease line, come in here in the bottom. Now we're gonna come in with pink. So we're gonna go darker on the bottom, and as it comes up, it's gonna go lighter. And the same thing with the nose. You want to give it a little color on his nose. I won't do it around his eyes, but, and you can give a little bit on his lips. If you want to do a touch more, so come in with the red and just give it a little bit more red cheek. He's outside a lot, so he's got the wind-blown look there. You see how, just gives it a little, look Santa Clausy. Okay, so now we're gonna go in with the light brown and do all over color, and we'll come back in and get some more in there, but start with this. Even in his hair, do all over that same color, and then we'll come in with the darker colors. Okay, so we all know that Hagrid is not good at cooking, spells, or advanced magic, but we can also think of what he's really good at. He can resist a stunning spell. Ooh. He's got incredible strength, so he's super strong, probably coming from his giant side, and he's good with the crossbow. Another thing we all know that he's good at is gardening, because that's what he does at Hogwarts. Grows all their vegetables and cares for magical creatures. Can we think of what magical creatures he had? We know he had a spider. He had Buckbeak. I would probably say the dog is a mythical creature. That dog was ginormous. I do not think that was a normal dog. That was huge. Okay, so we have that, and then now you want to come in and go along the edges of these darker. Go along the edge here. Push down harder with the same one you have. Okay, so I'm just going along these. Oh, dragon, he had a dragon. Can't forget the dragon. And the Sorcerer's Friend, and there's all into that. Okay, so I'm just pushing down a little harder with the light brown and some of these things, and then we're gonna come in with the black and the dark brown. Okay, so let's come in with the regular brown, and then now what I'm doing is I'm just giving a little, making X hairs, but I'm making them kind of crazy. Like, they're not beautifully polished, they're a little wonky. So you want to come in and give his wonky dark hairs coming all in there. Then we're gonna do the same thing with the black. Oh, I forgot to put lines in there, so you can put some lines in his beard, and then in his eyebrows. You can make them, put some dark streaks in there. Yeah, that looks good. I like that. And then you can come in with the black, and you can put a couple more of black pieces in, strangling in there. And if you want to go over it, with the dark brown a little bit, just go over it, maybe go another direction. Give a little extra stuff. And then also behind here, definitely go behind the beard to make it look like it's different. So it's behind. I also went to extra Sharpie line. Do you see how thick that is? I did around his beard just to emphasize the beard. So I did an extra. I don't usually go on the inside, but I did it. Okay, so now we want to take this is mahogany or burgundy, really deep red. This is his shirt. You're gonna press around right under here harder and along the edge harder. And this inside here is going to be the regular brown. you can go along here, make it harder. You can put some black in there. It looks like I put black in there. And then I made little gold buttons here. So we first start with yellow, and then you're gonna get tan, and then you're gonna come in here and make it look more golden. And then this outside one is just tan. Oh, I forgot to color the hand. Okay, the outside one, this is just tan all over. You can make it darker along the center. Push under there, under here. All right, and this is all tan too. And then we got his hand. I realized that you have to push this down just a little harder because it looks like it's all blending together. And then I just used the jade green for the watering can just to make it look a little old. You can also, I think I put in some irregular green. And then go along the edges a little harder. And his belt is yellow. And I think I'm gonna add a little gold in there. So what you do is just take some tan and just put a little bit in there. So it looks golden-y. And the rest is black. Okay, I think you guys got this. See ya.